What is up, party people? And hello, my friends. It's your girl, Welcome to China. And let me straighten up a little bit, baby. It's your girl, Welcome to China. My collar look like I've been fighting, baby. Anyway, I'm happy to be here, y'all. I'm going to keep it pretty short, probably not that sweet, but I'm back. I have been struggling with sickness, tonsillitis, all types of stuff, and my stream just got cut off. So I am sorry, you guys, if you were at my prior stream, but we're going to go ahead and get this started once again. And we're going to be talking about today, y'all. Before we get into all that, hit that subscribe button. I'm on my way to 1,500 subscribers if you like what you see here. But anyway, we're going to be getting into trusting people's energy and not their words. Now, before I got cut off, it was a quote that had brought this really into my mind, brought this kind of to the forefront when I was watching a podcast yesterday. It says jealousy can hide in compliments, envy can hide in support, and hate can hide in love. So just because they've given it to you does not mean they have it for you. Trust their energy, not their words. Okay. So that is the quote pretty much for the day. Jealousy can hide in compliments, envy can hide in support, and hate can hide in love. So I think a big thing for me, and I was talking about this, y'all. I went on a rant on Instagram and on my Snapchat about this yesterday, and I had multiple people reply to me like, "Yo, you should talk about this on YouTube. Where is this on YouTube? Whatever." And I'm like, I actually have never really talked about this because I struggle with really talking about myself and kind of more so going into details about lives and my life because I always think I'm going to offend somebody. I always think, I always think about other people. And now that I'm on my anti-anxiety medicine and my antidepressants, I really only think about my damn self as majority of people do, and I just have not been living in that. So if you guys need to get on some type of something to help yourselves, trust mental health auntie, do it because China got her groove back. Anyway, let's get into it. Hate can hide in love. Now, I cannot tell you how many people who I know just hate me to show me love. And I'm just like, yo, I can just tell you just do not like me. It's just, you ever been around somebody and you just like, I can just tell, I just can't put my finger around it, but I can just kind of tell you just kind of don't fuck with me. So I just have to, then I end up overcompensating for myself. So me, I've always looked how I looked. I've always had pretty privilege. If we black, we talking about black people stuff. I've always been light skinned. So I've had those privileges in my life. But along for a long time, I have always had those like things in the forefront. And it has made me almost not speak up for myself and made me not address these situations that have been happening because of how I look or how I think that honestly y'all, that somebody's not as attractive of me that's my friend or somebody who's in my life that just doesn't have the things that I have. I feel like I have to overcompensate to make that person feel better, knowing that they probably just don't like me and they will always be envious of me and never really like me. Some people will just not like you. I also seen something that I was watching. It was like, honestly, y'all, like real niggas honestly can't even understand envy, hate, and jealousy because it's like we can just get it on our own. But again, a lot of people still will hate me and hate you because of who you are, what you have, and the way that you carry yourselves. And hatred, I honestly think ties into narcissism as well as envy and greed because a lot of those things still come down to being a narcissist. Let me go ahead and pull up the definition of narcissism because narcissist, again, narcissist, a person who's an excessive interest or admiration of themselves. These people are obsessed with what the other person is doing because they're so obsessed with themselves and not feeling like they're enough. So when narcissists don't feel like they're doing enough, that's when it comes out into envy, jealousy, hatred, even greed sometimes. Anyway, let's go ahead and get a little bit deeper. It was somebody in my life for a long time that I considered to be a friend that I just felt like just didn't like it was just always a disconnect. Loved her to death, still love her to this day, but I just knew we just would never be able to really be friends organically and truthfully the way that I would like because it just from the past or whatever, she just was always going to have a vendetta against me and just not care for me and not like me. So I would call, I would text, I would try to reach out, I would, try to overcompensate knowing that this person is just not texting and calling because they don't like me and they don't want me to be a part of their lives. So the love that they would show me really was not love. It was just fake love, honestly. And it sounds like interesting to say because that's like a Drake thing. It sounds like fake love and a fake love to me, but it is. It is fake love because you see people will just not talk to you. I'm sure we've had relationships. If you're here watching this, you know we having a real conversation. Friends will just stop talking to you. People will just stop talking to you, and you'll be like, "Yo, well, what?" But then you'll be like, "Oh, well, I was picking up on the energy." So that friend, I have not talked to her in a couple of months. I love her to death, but she just had decided to not have me a part of her life anymore. But I was catching the vibe. I was catching her energy. I was catching just the way that she treated me, and I just kept ignoring it, and then I was the one that ended up getting hurt because I was ignoring the signs almost. You know how they have those things where it's like the red flags? I was definitely ignoring all of those red flags because look who not hitting my line. Look who not talking to me no more. Another thing, another friend of mine was sharing with me this story about how a coworker of hers, they would confide with each other and talk about family issues and talk about things. And then one day she was just like, "Girl, you always just want to talk about some stuff. You just always trying to talk about something." And she was like, "Why is this coming out of nowhere? Why is this like you talking about stuff? That's what friends are for." Again, fake love and love can be hidden in jealousy and within hate, envy, greed. All those things are pretty much, they all live in that negative realm and not trusting energy. My friend went back and was like, "Yo, I could kind of tell she's kind of been off. I could kind of tell that we checked the vibe." So a lot of the times, a lot of people will continue on to, vibe check with their friends or family members even. This can really be for anybody. And the energy is just like, you don't fuck with me. That's just really what it is. And it is going to be people who don't like you, excuse me, that are still intrigued by you but still hate you. It's so interesting. Like when I first moved to like my new town, it was somebody in like a friend group of ours. She would always just kind of like look at me and just like keep looking. She would like compliment on my outfit or then be like, "Oh, you have a stain here," or it's something here, like just kind of be kind of like nitpicky. I'm just like, yo, her vibe is just like odd. And I kind of like mentioned it to some friends, like they kind of didn't get it because it was only that vibe was only given off to me. But again, I am who I am. I come off how I come off. And a lot of the times, let's really get real to it. People are just hating on the things that you have and the things that they don't. People are gonna be hating because you got a new Louis bag or whether you got a boyfriend or whatever. Like people are always gonna have something negative to say about what you have because they do not have it. So anyway, going back to the quote, it says jealousy can hide in compliments. Now, how many people do we know has complimented us, told us we look good, and just you don't like me, you don't fuck with me, you know that you want what I have, you know that. So for example, let's make an example. Somebody say I got this wig on. Somebody be like, "Oh girl, I really like your wig. It's really pretty. Oh, I like how it looks. You look good." Knowing that they are like, "Bitch, I know this wig is on AliExpress. You look ugly as hell in it. You don't deserve it. It needs to be on my head." Opposed to them just going to buy one or getting a better job to do it. But I'm going to sit here and get hated on because I work hard and I like nice things. So again, all those things can tie into socioeconomics, class, all that. But as I gotten older, I feel like people have the ample amount of time and energy and effort to get a better job, to get in a better position in life and to feel better about themselves in order not to hate. But I'm just saying this: when I don't like something, if I don't like somebody, I ain't saying shit to you. I don't like it. I don't care. And if you got on a wig that I like, I'm gonna find a wig and I'm gonna like it, but I ain't gonna be hating on you. But again, it's just hard to talk about people who are hateful because I'm not a hater and I'm not like a hateful person. Again, it sounds cliche. Everybody got some hater in them. I get it. But again, it kind of goes back to that narcissistic feeling of someone having something and they don't have it, somebody having something and you have it, but then now they don't want you to have it. It's just like this: somebody over here looking at a Tesla. Everybody's like, "Ooh, Tesla, Teslas." Then somebody like, I don't know. I don't really like the Tesla. It looks like a normal sedan." And then the girl that you don't like, Her and her man go and get her Tesla. Then you over here like, oh, now you sweating the Teslas. Now you want a Tesla. Again, people are really over here acting like they fuck with you when they really do not. They're complimenting you. They're commenting on your pictures. They're saying, oh, you look so good. You look so nice. Oh, you and your man, this, that, and the third. And they really are just hating on you. And they are just super, super envious of you and who you are. But I am so tired and I had to learn I'm done with it. I can't change who I am. I can't stop who I am. I'm gonna always be China. I'm always gonna be me. I'm always gonna be a person who likes hair, a person who likes makeup, a person who likes the finer things. So if the next person is just hating, then it is what it is. But also I have to hold myself accountable too as well. Um, we are also in charge of the people who we surround ourselves with. We are also in charge of the people and the energy that we collect. So, again, a friend of mine, my one of my best friends who lives in New York, shout out to my girl, I ain't gonna say her name, but she had a friend of hers that she met that she just felt like had a little bit of a problem with her, maybe a little bit of jealousy. Like, my friend's pretty. The girl was kind of like, okay. Again, y'all may think that this is like stupid, but this is really how people think. I'm only thinking from a woman's perspective. If you're a man and you can leave a comment about how men hate, please do. I'm only gonna talk about how women hate. So my girl in New York, her and her boyfriend opened up her home to this girl, and the girl still was kind of acting like a little bit off. She wasn't really helping out there. She kind of like messed over her room and like was using her mirror and stuff when she wasn't supposed to. So it was just a lot of like odd behavior and a lot of odd energy going on until my friend addressed it and brought it to the forefront. Because my friend's like, well, I don't know if this girl don't like me or not. And I'm like, well, why is she in your house? But she's like, well, she's my friend and she's saying it that she likes me. But I honestly thought that like she likes her, but she's still like using her. And it's just an interesting thing to kind of think about and articulate almost. I'm still struggling because you're like, why are you hanging out? Or maybe I'm not struggling. Maybe this resonates. I'm like, well, why are you gonna hang out with somebody who you don't like, or this, that, and the third, or vice versa? But it really comes down to people wanting to be around you because of who you are and your aura, but people just can't handle it. You don't know how many people want to be my motherfucking friend in this world, but I cannot be friends with half of these people because we not gonna get along, because you're gonna hate, because you ain't gonna end up liking me at the end of the day, or it's gonna end up being a problem because of how I get down. So that's why I now encourage people to just continue to hang out with people who are like you. Hang out with people who are like minded. If you gotta beg somebody to care about you, if you gotta beg somebody to like you, then girl, you gotta cut it. You gotta cut it because no one is gonna like you at the end of the day, honestly, fully. Like we all are, trust me, I go complain to my friend about friends, my friend complain about friends, probably complain about me. It's a part of life. Everybody's gonna talk a little bit of shit. But what I'm saying is those people who are sending you those compliments, don't be taking that energy and you better go sage your room, girl, because these people are not really in your best interest and they don't really care about you and what you have going on. They only want you to fail. Again, the next part of this says envy can hide in support. So for example, I know this for a fact. I got a highly sought after acting position. I'm working now in the AI technology realm or whatever. Now keep in mind, I went to school for acting for damn near 4.5 years at this point. So a lot of people have my bachelor's degree in acting. I went to the class in school with people who dislike me and don't like me to this day. Being an actor and stuff, it kind of like with envy and jealousy, I'm been used to it because it is a part of my field basically. But long story short, I got this highly sought after job that I'm working now. And, people were like, congratulations, or, hey, I even dropped it in a group chat, like how to, one up or level up. People don't want to hear it. People are hateful. People don't want to see you succeed, especially people who you don't like, and people can't even pinpoint why they don't like you. I mean, I'm sure if you're watching this video and it's like somebody you just can't pinpoint, you just don't like me, you just don't fuck with me for real. It really doesn't have anything to do with you. It really has to do with them. So this, I should name the video, the real reason why your friends hate you and it's not you, it's them. I found that over time I have gotten closer with people from high school that I find are more like minded because we grew up together, because we have the same ideals, because we're educated, than people who I hang out with more like, in my new town that I stay with. I've made a lot of friends and a lot of connections here. And I just had my feelings hurt not too long ago. I had like a party, I had a Halloween party, and I invited like my different friends and everybody from like out here, quote unquote. Um, And I just felt like people drank my drink, ate my food, and left. And only two people, said goodbye. Only two people said thank you. And, I even had like talked to my friend about it because it hurt my feelings. And those things are things that, affect us on our day to day, but we don't sit here and talk about it. We just kind of like chalk it up to being, you know, I honestly feel like it is a little bit wrong. It is, people shouldn't toy with, how people, feel or not. But I mean, it's just interesting. I want to share with you guys this little clip right here from the pod that basically encouraged me to like talk about this. It's the Lapifless Talk Show. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys really quick to check this out because they really break it down on a larger scale. These are men who are making money. These are men who are working. So I want you guys to check this out. We'll watch a little bit of it because it was interesting.
his own bros. I don't know the history of that. And if
Canva basically flattens the speed bumps. It helps me.
it's on the channel, I'm gonna go find it because I know exactly what happened to Nipsey, and it was jealousy that made dude pull out the gun and shoot him when he tried to kick him out the store and wasn't dealing with it. But go ahead.
We talking me or real?
Everybody,
Oh, okay.
you know,
No,
Go ahead.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
I actually want to for people that don't know, because I think there's a couple different stories floating around. Because when you say that, Shan, I actually the story that I heard was that Nipsey was clowning dude, and dude got in his feelings because he was being clowned and came back with the heater and popped him. But
yeah,
if
he
it's
didn't. He didn't. So, well, it wasn't that he was clowning him; is that he dismissed him. So what happened was the dude didn't come back. He had it with him the whole time, and he probably went in there to start some heat because he had his girl in the alley waiting with the car running. So when Nipsey, see, he was a shooter from the hood. So he was, Nipsey's from Rolling 60s. Dude was he was one of the shooters from Rolling 60s. And then what happened was Nipsey was like, yo, you can't be here. You gotta go. And he wanted some attention from Nip while he was at Nip's store. And Nip was like, yo, you gotta go, bro. I'm not dealing with that. And then Nip kind of like was like, man, I'm done. Turned his back, walked outside, and dude, that's when he went outside and popped him outside right in front of the store. But the reality is, dude wanted to be a rapper. Dude was in one of Nip's old music videos. He had a desire for what Nip had: fame, music career, power, money, so on and so forth. He wanted to be a rapper. He wanted to be and have, as we speak on jealousy and envy, he wanted to be and have what Nip had, but he hated the fact that Nip had it.
As I'm on mute. So I wanted to show you guys that because to me, that that example of talking about Nipsey, talking about the hatred of that man, and that was a death that a lot of people, thank you, the real financial, get those likes up. Excuse me. Nipsey was somebody that a lot of people looked up to. A lot of people. And that's a prime example of jealousy, hatred, and envy. Because this man wanted to be a rapper as well. Interesting, right? I wanted to touch on one more thing before we get out of here, you guys. How do I put this? I never trusted people's energy. I only trusted people's words. And people's words have failed me, but people's energies have never. And I had a lot of friends comment like on my story that I posted, like, yeah, honestly, you need to be looking at how people treat you, people energy nowadays saying in their compliments. And I'm like, that's true. 'Cause people always got a compliment. but people ain't never got no input for real. People never got no support for real. Hell, I've been doing YouTube for a year. I begged and pleaded for people to support what I do and support what I have going on. So, that's never going to go anywhere, y'all, dealing with these things. But I did want to come up here briefly and discuss this, start to get the ball rolling a little bit, start to talk about it, about trusting energy and, getting that ball rolling. So let me know what you guys think about this. It's your girl. Welcome to China. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I'm on my way to 1,500 subscribers. I think I'm like 12 or 13 away. So, yay me. And I will continue to be here. We will continue to talk and chat, and we'll get into some more